Hello and welcome to another Doctor Assistant 1 video. Today, without further ado, I'm reviewing another Doctor Who Titan Comics comic book. Specifically, it's the 10th Doctor issue. It's issue 6. The previous one that I got was issue 5, so yeah, I've got the next one. And yeah, as it says, it's new storyline begins with this issue. So it's a perfect issue to start with if you want to just start, because they recap, they quickly say what's previous, the main characters, the TARDIS companion and the Doctor and stuff like that. Love this cover. Like, the Doctor really stands out. Like, he's really vibrantly stood out, because he's like proper casual looking, and then and the brown and the pin and the red of his tie and the blue pin-up suit and the spiky hair and the sunglasses, kind of a massive contrast to this dark sort of wartime, oil pastel like painting of all these soldiers dying in the background and jumping up on the trenches and all these planes, and then the massive statue in the background. Talking about statues, this cover's by Tommy Lee Edwards, I think his name is. Cover A, it says it really small underneath the barcode TARDIS. Then you've got issue 6, and then you've got Titan Comics. Now, I've technically got five Doctor Who comics in total, but 4 of them are by Titan Comics and 1 is by IDW, and that is the 7th Doctor one that I reviewed ages ago. That was my first ever Doctor Who related comic book thing, and personally I'd like to say that this is probably hands down, out of the 5, the best comic book out of the lot of them, and then with the 7th Doctor one probably a close second, maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is definitely one of the best ones, just because of the art style, the setting, and the monster works really well. It's a Weeping Angel story, and they're in World War One, and the setting and the monster works really well. I mean, like, as soon as you put a monster in an unbelievable environment, I think that takes the audience, or whether you're listening a Doctor Who episode, reading it, or watching it, whatever media you're doing it in, I think if you've put the monster in an unbelievable situation, say it's like, I don't know, like a fire creature, but the planet's like an underwater thing, then as soon as you do that, I feel like the audience are completely unimmersed and put out of the sort of full experience that could be, and that's usually a shame, but this one works so beautifully. I mean, as well, you've got these kind of like text box with this different sort of typography, meaning like, they're kind of like writing to their to someone and stuff, and I like that. I find it harder to read personally, but it's just a nice difference, or there is a substantial difference. They're in these boxes and the typography is different, whereas compared to the typography of the speech of the characters and the bubbles and whatnot. So you can tell that there is a difference, so that's the stuff that they're writing and stuff like that. And yeah, no, there's just awesome, like, effects, like drawing effects, like the lines there kind of intensify situations, and just this looks stunning. Just this artwork, like the attention to detail just on the wing is absolutely phenomenal, and just that demonic gothic horror, like horrible face and fangs and claws and just horror and so much attention to detail. It really does make the art pop out and come alive, and I was completely engrossed in this reading. Unfortunately for me and my wallet, it is a story arc, so it does continue on issue 7, so and from the sounds of it, I'd like to think that I hopefully will be picking up the next one. But yeah, no, it's totally enthralling, and I'm so glad that It's a Trap have these comics in stock. This one's probably been the best one so far. And then, yeah, as I say, the sort of the artwork is so well done, you know, just on that one wing. I mean, you can see a bit of a wing there, but just that whole wing and all the brush and kind of like line work with it. You know, I'm probably right in saying that these are probably done now. Modern comics are probably done on computers and stuff, on like Photoshop or something, and that are not and not done on by hand and stuff, but still just that fine detail and stuff like that. And it's sort of like it because it's of the expanded universe of Doctor Who. I feel like it can go much further in a much darker tone, even more darker than Series 8 tone, because this is essentially for the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans are gonna buy, you know, the books, the audios, and the comic books. Casual viewers or people who still can be classed as hardcore fans, but just haven't got round to buying any books or comic books or audios, might have only seen the main canon, i.e. the episodes on TV. But, you know, I think, yeah, that's the main incentive to buy the expanded stuff, because if you're that enthralled in the universe and the lore of something, well, there's less boundaries from the writers and kind of their perspective as creators, because that sort of piece of the mythology is only aimed at those hardcore fans, and those hardcore fans will probably appreciate it going darker or whatnot. This is just like an advert thing partway through the thing, and then you've got the 10th Doctor, who I think is portrayed, yeah, decently in this. The companion's decent. I don't know much about her still. I feel like, yeah, I don't know much. But yeah, we're getting to that point where I feel like, yeah, this comic leaves on not a massive cliffhanger, but there is a plot, well, not so much a plot twist, but yeah, I'll say a plot twist, but like something I wasn't expecting, and it is pretty dark and gruesome, and yeah, just the intensity, and quite a lot of the characters in the trenches are fleshed out characters. Like they have individual traits, and they're somewhat fleshed out. You know, there's certain characters, you know, with certain sort of aspects to them. You know, they're not all just one-dimensional, plain, boring cannon fodder like a lot of the time in the new show. You know, I feel like a lot of the time in the new series, when you're watching it, when people do die, very rarely, but when people do die in it, it's usually just people we don't even know anything about, where it's not usually a significant character, whereas this feels like, you know, any significant character could die at any minute. You know, the companion, the doctor, the people at the hospital, anyone could die. You know, the captain, any of the soldiers, any of these people who feel and breathe and feel and breathe alive, you know, and they feel and breathe, as I say, alive, and I think that just makes it so much more rich in its storytelling. And yeah, I cannot give any more praise to Titan Comics for making this amazing Doctor Who comic book. I highly, highly recommend it. Well earned 10 out of 10 from me. Just flawless is, and you know, just flawless and enthralling. The only two words I can describe it as. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.